Alright guys, welcome back. You're with Mark and Tom, TCG&Whiskey. We're going to be going over UFC 264. Conor McGregor going up against Poirier in the trilogy here.
Oh, surprise, surprise, motherfucker! The king is back!
McGregor, he's ranked number 5 right now. He's 32 years old. He's 22-5, and he's the underdog at minus 105. And he's won 1 out of his last 3 out of his last 6. He's going up against Dustin Poirier, who's 32 years old. He's ranked number 1, and we all know he's taking this fight over the title shot. He's 27-6 with 1 no contest, and he's the betting favorite at minus 125. Both these guys have been around for quite a while. There's no question about that. This looks to be a good fight. It's 1-1 right now in the series. Poirier's the favorite, but by very little. Tom, everybody who watches you on this one's going to know which way you side for the rest of any time these guys come into the ring. What do you see happening here?
Well, first off, I just want to say thanks for having me, Marky. Good to be back at this one, of course. I'm super excited for it, and I'm sure everybody else is. This thing's going to be huge. And like we discussed on the last Hot Topics, this one really could be a top 5 or a top 10er for sure in our minds in terms of pay-per-views events in MMA
Almost guaranteed
history.
Top 10.
UFC history,
Yeah,
but really they're the
10,
biggest in MMA. Yep. So anyways, Conor, the notorious McGregor, he's back. The Irishman, 5'8" in height, 2-inch reach advantage here. Dustin's the same height, 5'8" as well. 22-5 overall, as you mentioned. Conor, UFC is 10-3. He's, in case you didn't know, he's the first ever 2-divisional UFC champ, kind of coined the term champ. He did that as well in Cage Warriors before he came to the UFC. He was a two-division champ over there as well. He, just as a couple accolades here, 7 out of 10 of the top pay-per-views in UFC history have his name attached to it. This may be number 8. He also has the number 2 ever boxing pay-per-view record as well when he fought Floyd Mayweather. He's a brown belt in BJJ under John Kavanagh. The crowd here is to Conor's advantage, in my opinion. Okay, no one does it bigger than him and brings more eyes. That could be intimidating. Not too many people are going to be able to just pretend that's not happening. In MMA or really boxing, he brings that level of numbers. The only person really in combat sports that's competitive with Conor or even maybe able to edge him monetarily is Floyd Mayweather. He's the highest paid athlete this past year. And just his branding and building upon his reputation has kind of paved the way for so many people in MMA, from his proper 12 to his apparel to his management. A lot of people have looked at that and done the same thing, and he's kind of paved the way for them. So, I mean, it's worth mentioning that. We could do a whole show on Conor. Obviously, we're not going to, but I do feel like he is deserving. Other than Dana White, he is the most influential person in MMA today. And if you add Royce Gracie to the mix, in my opinion, he then tops the top 3 ever in influence in MMA, in my personal opinion. On the other side of this card, Dustin Poirier. Guy's growing on me. Why? Because he's becoming more mature. Just like Conor, he's also a very charitable person. He's done a lot for charities, in addition to being a heck of a fighter. He's coming off beating Conor in the last fight. Great show by him. Really smart move to mix it up with the leg kicks. Will Conor be able to adapt and react? You're imagining he's planning on that, but hey, you never know. You got to give Dustin his props. Dustin's overall record, 27-6 with 1 no contest. His UFC record, 19-5 with 1 no contest. He's a black belt in BJJ. Never had the official belt, but he was an interim belt holder. He's got 25 fights in the UFC, which not too many people have many more fights than that. Dustin Poirier is one of the most experienced UFC fighters. in history. I mean, the guy has 25 fights in the UFC. Where do I see this fight going? I think it's going to be standing. I mean, I can't picture it becoming more than a couple takedowns possibly, and people trying to scramble to get up. I don't really see it being finished down on the ground or staying there for any amount of time. The idea is to get back to your feet and get back to striking. My pick, probably not a surprise, but I believe Conor adapts and overcomes. He brings coming back into the crowd, which he didn't have last fight because it was live, but it was no crowd because of COVID. I think he's going to showcase and potentially first or second round KO. That's my prediction.
All right. I don't know if I mentioned that Poirier's last loss was to Khabib, undefeated Khabib. Otherwise, he's looked really good in all of his last showings. Now, this is a really tough one. I see it very evenly matched. I hear Conor's been training strictly going more karate style this time, how he used to fight. He got away from that. He had the boxing stance, heavy on his lead leg, and that's what got him last time. I also am going to take Conor in this one over the diamond. It's round 1 KO. I think if he doesn't get him in round 1, though, I think we're going to really favor Dustin. Dustin's got a pretty good chin. He was rocked last time, but he recovered. And he has a gas tank. And I know you love Conor, but Conor does not have a gas tank. The deeper this goes, I just can't see Conor getting out of trouble. Dustin has the gas tank. But I'm taking Conor round 1 KO. But if he can't get it, I might take a little live bet action on Dustin to get that finish in the later rounds then. Now, as far as the rookie card goes, Conor, super expensive, 2013 Topps Bloodline, rare set. It's a buy. It's a buy at these levels. He's changed the game for UFC for everyone, forever, as you mentioned before. He has. I hope he wins. I'm not even a Conor fan, but I hope he wins because he brings so many more eyes to the sport and is good for MMA as a whole. I totally feel that way, so I like that. Dustin also been around forever, like I said. His card's 2011 Topps Finest. It's pretty good pricing. It's a buy at this level. This kid, he can easily beat Conor again, and it's really just putting him on the map, beating Conor. If he beats him twice, it's really going to put him on the map, and then I'm sure he's going to go for either one of these guys. I'm pretty positive, and but we've discussed this, probably go for the title shot next. And Charles has gotten better and better too, but different topic. Both these guys have a great shot at beating Charles. So that's that. We both got Conor in this one, both KO, round 1. Rarely we agree on that, so that's a new one. Next fight, we got a welterweight bout. I'm excited for this one, even though I know sometimes he's a little boring. We got Stephen Thompson, ranked number 4, 38 years old. He's 16-4 in one draw. He's a favorite. He's minus 160. He's on a 2-fight win streak, beating Jeff Neal and Vicente Luque. Those are both killers. That's why I mentioned them. He's going up against Gilbert Burns, who's ranked number 2. He's 19-4. He's age 34. He's at a plus 125 right now, and he's coming off a loss to the champ. But before that, he was on that 6-fight win streak where he was just mauling everybody that got in the ring with him. He actually gave Usman a good shot to the chin there too. I think just got too excited. Otherwise, we never know what would have happened. It excites me more because I feel I'm going to give away my pick first this time. Because Stephen Thompson excites me that he has a style to give Usman fits if he gets the title shot. So, and I think he will get a shot if he can beat Burns here. Well, how do you see this one playing out, Tom?
Yeah, this is a heck of a matchup here. Just like the Conor and Dustin, it's really, I mean, these are not easy picks here. Gilbert Burns, the Brazilian, 5'8" in height. The American Stephen Thompson on the other side, 6 feet tall. Thompson's got a 4-inch reach advantage.
We just got to throw in there, because I know you like to throw it in about Masvidal. Thompson has a belt. He has, what do they got? The nicest motherfucker belt.
Well, if you're the nicest guy, you shouldn't have MFer after it.
Well, he's got it.
It's kind of contradictory. He should be the nicest mother effer.
Yeah, well, he's got one of the belts. Just throwing it out there.
It's funny because that was just he never actually competed for that belt.
That's true.
You know. Anyways, Gilbert Burns, 19-4 overall, 12-4 in the UFC, second-degree black belt BJJ, highly decorated grappler. He's coming off a TKO loss to Usman, round 3 in February 2021. So a few months back. Other side, the American Stephen Thompson, 38, as you mentioned, 16-4-1 overall, 11-4-1 in the UFC. He has a 4-inch reach advantage. I noted that before, but I wasn't sure if that was clearly stated because we started having a little back and forth there. He's coming off a unanimous decision win against Jeff Neal in December 2020. He's a highly decorated kickboxer. His last finish, though, worth noting, was 5 years ago. It was in 2016. He's a 5th-degree black belt in Tetsushin Ryu Kempo. He's a 1st-degree black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. And he is a black belt in American kickboxing as well as a brown belt in BJJ. So I feel like I'm doing the kind of skill set almost for the Korean Zombie here. This guy's got a crazy skill set. My pick, I mean, this could really go either way. I'm going to go with Wonder Boy by decision.
Yeah, all right. I'm taking Wonder Boy also. I think he's just too elusive, and he's going to frustrate Gilbert in there. And I think we see a decision, actually, because like you said, Thompson doesn't always get the he put a beating on Jeff Neal in that last fight, but he doesn't always get the finish, but he doesn't get hit very often, and he's just got great footwork, that weird karate stance. I agree. I think we see Wonder Boy get this decision win here. And now, as far as our card goes, Gilbert's new to Prism this year. I don't feel he has to start him yet to put a buy on him, but I do feel he's a hold at this time. And Stephen Thompson is just so cheap. He's underappreciated. His only problem is he's a little bit older. His age is 38, a little older for a welterweight, but he's skilled. He's a tough matchup for everyone. I think he's a buy where he sits right now, just because his prices are just so cheap. So we'll see. We'll see how that one plays out too. We agree again. We agree again. Now we're going to get to another one. We'll see if we agree on this one. We got a bantamweight female fight. We got Irene Aldana, ranked number 4, 33 years old. She's 12-6. She's the favorite right now at -120, and she's coming off a loss to Holly Holm. No shame there. Holly's just been around forever doing her thing. She's going up against Yana, Kunitskaya, ranked number 5. She's 14-5 with 1 no contest. She's 31 years old. She's at -105 right now. She's on a 2-fight win streak. And I got to say, she looked in great shape her last couple times out. I don't know if training with Tiago's been really helping her or what. These are 2 big women. These girls got some size. Where do you see this one going? How do you see it playing out here?
We have the Mexican Irene Aldana, 5'8" in height on one side. The Russian Yana on the other side, 5'5" in height. Just as a side note, Yana is engaged now to Thiago Santos from the UFC. Aldana is 12-6 overall, 5-4 in the UFC. Yana, 14-5 with 1 no contest overall. UFC 4-2. My pick, I'm going to go with Aldana here by decision.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking the underdog in this one. Kunitskaya has looked so improved, so much stronger, and I think she'll be able to walk into Aldana's punches and get the takedown. I see a finish round 2. I think she can eat a few of those shots, how strong she's been looking lately. Aldana's probably got the better boxing, a little better hand skills, but I think Yana's going to be able to eat some of that and get in there. And as far as her card goes, this is, unfortunately, if your name's not Amanda or Valentina at this weight class, I got to sell on you. I just apologize. Those 2 girls just reign supreme up here at the bantamweight. We got Sugar Shawn OMalley, 26 years old. He's 13-1. He's a -835 favorite. and his only loss is to Chito Vera. He's going up against Chris Mutino, age 28, and 9-4, plus 525. He's on a 2-fight win streak, but he's never fought anyone like OMalley. And the last guy he fought, so you can get a picture, who he has a win over, the guy was 6-6 overall and didn't fight in the UFC. How do you see this going, Tom?
All right, Sugar Shawn OMalley, the American on one side, American Chris Mutino on the other. Sugar Shawn has a 5-inch reach advantage here, which is also worth noting because that plays right into his style. He's 13-1-0 overall, 5-1 in the UFC. He's a brown belt in BJJ. He's coming off a KO win against Thomas Almeida in the 3rd round in March 2021. One thing worth noting about Sugar Shawn, he might get it again here, is he's had either Fight of the Night or Performance of the Night accolades in 4 out of the 6 fights he's had in UFC, which is pretty amazing stat right there. He puts on a show. And like I said before, the guy is reminiscent of Rose to me. They have similarities in the style that they look like a video game when they're in the zone. Their striking is so special. Difference being, as I've noted in the past shows, that Rose is looking across at higher ranked people. Chris Mutino, 9-4, all of which occurred outside of the UFC. This will be his first UFC bout. And I heard the mentioning of, I don't know if it was a quote or someone paraphrasing what he said, but basically, I think he's looking to pull off some type of Rocky IV thing here, you know, with the whole Drago. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It would be a huge upset if that happened. I mean, Chris is being given a lottery ticket here. He's getting tons of eyes on him. He didn't earn this, and there's a lot of people that did earn this way ahead of him, but he got this, and he's on the Conor card. So this is a great opportunity for him to really take this opportunity and potentially rocket boost his career. He's coming off 2 wins on the other promotions, though, so we'll give him that. Where do I see the fight going? Sugar, first round KO. A decision win by Sugar would actually be a win for Chris Mutino.
I agree.
If it goes to
I agree.
If it goes to a decision, it's a loss for Sugar in my mind. Even though it'll go down as a win, but that would be a big boost for Chris, and you know, it'd be chopping the legs off Sugar. But I don't see it going like that. I see Sugar by first round KO.
Yeah. Well, OMalley's my boy. I'm just going to say I wouldn't touch this one for that price, but I think Sugar wins this one handily. Yeah, I don't think this kid makes it out of the first round. I think this is the perfect setup for OMalley to get the fancy victory that he normally likes to put on, the showcase on the Conor card. They want eyes on OMalley because people are fans of OMalley. I haven't seen much on Mutino yet, but his opponents and his opponents' records are showing me enough that I wouldn't even want to sprinkle on this kid for that kind of price. This is the Sugar Show.
Welcome to the Sugar Show!
Now, OMalley's a buy in 2008 Topps Chrome. You can get his autograph in that year, which is pretty rare. You don't always get rookie autos for all these guys. So you're going to get his rookie auto in his first year. It's a beautiful card. I have a couple of them. Big OMalley fan. And I just got to say, if Chris can get this win, I think we'll see him printed next year. It's a big if, but it's very possible. Now, we got a middleweight bout. I handpicked this one because I'm a big fan. We got Ryan Hall, age 36, 8-1. He's plus 195. His only loss is his first pro fight in 2006. He's going up against Ilir Topia, who's 24 years old. He's 10-0, minus 250 favorite. How do you see this one going? Do you think we get, basically this is the junior guy going up against the senior guy, both with phenomenal records. Where do you see it going here?
What? Yeah, just like the Wonder Boy fight and the Conor fight, this is another one that's really is kind of a tough pick as well. Ryan Hall, the American on one side, he's 5'8" in height. He holds a 1.5-inch reach advantage over Topia, the Spaniard on the other side, who's 5'6" in height, 2 inches shorter. But Ryan Hall also maintains a 1.5-inch reach advantage on him. Ryan Hall, 8-1 overall, 4-0 in the UFC. He doesn't have that many fights because a lot of people don't like to take a fight with the guy. Highly decorated grappler, third-degree black belt in BJJ. He has a mild form of Tourette's syndrome. If you ever wonder about he makes some facial movements, that's the reason why. I just wanted to note that in case people didn't know that. On the other side, Topia, only 24 years old. He's younger than Sugar. He's the youngest guy that we're covering on this card. It's funny because a lot of these other fighters, Conor and Dustin, are only 32, and you forget it because of such high accolades and such storied careers already, but they're younger than most of the guys we're covering. And as well as the girls. Ilir Topia, 10-0. This guy's undefeated. UFC 2-0. He finished 9 out of 10 of his fights, though, including the ones in other promotions. This guy's a big-time finisher. He only has one decision, though, and it's worth noting, though, because it was his first fight in the UFC, that level change. He was just like other people you've seen are big finishers, and when the UFC comes, maybe they start getting decisions because people aren't finished quite the same in the UFC. The waters are deeper. I did want to note that 7 of those 9 finishes, though, were by sub, 2 by KO. So this guy also is kind of a sub artist, having 70% of his fights decided by sub. He's a serious guy. He's very confident. I would say he's borderlining on cocky. We'll see. Cockiness, in my opinion, is speaking outside of your ability. He is undefeated. We'll see if he is humbled or if he continues based on this fight. He did say, though, that he would not be stunned if he finished. For the first time Ryan Hall's ever been finished, beats and finishes Ryan Hall, because he has one loss, but he was not finished. And this guy says, hey, if I get that finish, I actually wouldn't be surprised, because that's kind of one of the things that I'm expecting. My pick here, I'm going to go with Hall by decision, or possibly a sub if Ilir overcommits. If he gets too thirsty to finish and he gets caught in something.
All right. Yeah, Topia, he just had an interview where he said he's going to leg lock Ryan Hall. But I'm just going to mention, because we said it, Ryan Hall's grappling is levels above Zalal. Super high level on Ryan Hall. That's why no one wants to fight him, because they know if he gets a knee or something like that, he can put you out for a long time with that, break a limb almost. He's got such incredible skills on the ground, and his levels above Zalal, and Zalal was his decision. Hall can get this to the ground. I feel it's over. I feel there's not even a contest. But Ilir is younger, maybe not taller, but he's definitely the stockier, bigger, stronger dude right now. It's a little difficult for me to pick Hall, but I think he can get the upset if he avoids a few of the big shots early on. I think this kid Ilir, thinking he has better grappling skills than Ryan Hall, is just, him hyping himself up, because, there's a reason no one wants to fight Ryan Hall, and he's got a great record too. Now, as far as the card game goes, I'm a big Hall fan.
Ryan Hall submitted BJ Penn.
No, he's awesome. He's fun to watch. There's no question. He does his Enoma rolls and all these weird things to get guys to the ground, because he doesn't want to really fight, or I don't want to say fight. He doesn't want a slugfest. He wants to grapple. He's like old school Damian Maia, as I see it.
Yeah.
He'll pull guard to get you to the ground. It doesn't matter. He's just that much better on the ground, so let's get to the ground one way or another. Now, I do own some Ryan Hall cards. I own some of his autographs. I'm a big fan. They're actually in PSA right now. But I have a sell on him. I don't think he's a fan favorite enough for most people. Just happens to be a favorite for me. He's just not active enough throughout his career. And I don't really blame him for that, because I believe he would have probably fought a few more times, just no one really wants him. He's just that good, and if you get caught, like I said, he can pull a tendon or ligament or something, and then you're out for a while, and no one wants to grapple like that. And this kid, if he can get this win and keep steamrolling, look out. He'll get printed soon. And if he gets a leg lock, he's a buy day one he comes out. Because I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I do not see that happening. But
I mean, if he even gets a win,
he could get a win.
He's only 24. He's only 24 years old.
Yeah. Now we're going to jump right into the next one. We're not going to go over too long, John. We got Carlos Condit. He's 37 years old. He's 32-13. He's plus 150 favorite. Underdog. He's going up against Max Griffin, who's 17-8, 35 years old. He's minus 190. Who are you taking to win?
It's another one that's a toss-up. This is a tough one, but I got to go with just old school. I got to go with Carlos Condit, who's, in my opinion, has one of the top 10 best nicknames as well, the natural-born killer, Carlos Condit. So I'm going with Condit. I'm really not sure how it's going to happen. It might be a decision, but I'm going to pick Condit.
All right. Well, that's actually how I see it. Carlos has looked improved in his last couple fights. Like Court McGee's a warrior out there. He's got the decision over him. I think this might be one of his last fights. We see him, though, at 37. I don't know how many more he can really pull out, but he has looked better. He's looked more relaxed in there. And I got Condit by decision. And then we got one more fight. We're just going to give you a quick cover. This looks like a battle to me, this one. This could be like a fight of the night right here.
It's a hard one to pick as well.
We got Nicole Price, 14-4. He's 31 years old. He's plus 130. He's going up against Michel Pereira, 25-11, and he's only 27 years old. Minus 160 favorite. Who are you taking to win this one? This you heard it here. This is going to be a slugfest.
This is another one.
Yeah, this is a slugfest.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go with Michel Pereira, Demolador, even though I'm a fan of Nico Price as well, but someone's got to win, and I'm going to go with Demolador here. I think he might pull out a kind of fatigue-based submission of Nico, second round.
I don't think Nico fatigues very often. The guy's.
Well, it's also fatigue with being combined with being pounded on.
Yeah. So I see this fight.
I think it could start out being a slugfest, and then as someone gets beaten as they try to duck for cover, someone jumps on their back, and then you could see a sub based on, really, it was a strike-induced sub.
Potentially fight of the card here. We'll see, but both these guys, like you said, they slug, they do everything. They leave it all in the cage when they're there. And now I got a little weird pick because I think we have to see Michel weigh in. If he gets a good weight cut, I'm taking Michel Pereira to win. If he doesn't, sometimes he has a hard time making weight. And if he looks like he's having a hard time or struggling on that scale, I think I might take Nico Price. So I'm going to wait and see how that weight cut looks because Michel is a monstrous dude. And if he is your pick contingent on if he makes weight or if it's just you decided it was a tough weight cut by looking at him? Yeah, either of them. If he doesn't make weight,
okay.
I obviously I'm taking Price. But also, if you look at him and he's about to faint out there, or something's going on, or he has to come back to the scales 2-3 times, like we see some of these guys do. He's so big for him to get down there. If he's watching his nutrients and he's makes the weight cut no problem, I think he gets this one. But if he
what I think you should do, just so we have it on the books, is pin that in the comments.
All right, I'll pin that
before the card.
Yeah, because that's how I see that one going. Just because Michel's so big to get down, sometimes he has a hard time. Price seems like a natural.
It's hard. It's also when you look at Michel, he's almost like a LeBron James in the fact that Michel. If I had to guess Michel's age, I would not guess 27.
Nobody would. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? He's only 1 year older than Sugar Shawn.
That's why I emphasize it. Yeah. But
you know what I mean? He's like a man-child.
Yeah.
Even though he's a grown man, 27, but I'm sure if we would have said Michel 5 years ago, he probably looked 30.
All All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you guys on the next show.